We purchased this BMW M240i for £11,500 in a smashed Category S condition. The mission, guys, is to get it repaired and rival against the BMW M2 and see how it stands. Let's go.
So last time we finally started our BMW M240i with dreams to turn this into something that would go up against the M2.
There's no other way.
That
I've got visions.
is worry.
We'll talk about...
Oh no.
Yes! Yes! We have the door open. People behind that screen who are like, this is a crazy Asian with a hammer.
The question now, however, is if this 240i has got any real damage underneath.
Welcome back to G-Tech Motorworks. Today's mission is to get the front bumper off, get the bonnet off. Let's see how bad this damage is. What the f*** is that?
So someone clearly thinks they're funny by putting plasters all over the bumper.
They're just taking the piss out of us. I'm already in a bad
You
position.
actually are plasters as
I'm
well.
already in a bad position.
Oh, is this? Are these magnets? So someone could put put a number plate on the other side. Is that what it is? I bet that's what it is. I bet these are magnets.
What, glued magnet?
Yeah. So I bet they've glued magnets on here so that they can put a magnetic number plate on the other side.
Okay, someone is not taking the piss, but that's
Yeah, they are.
that's funny. That is. Oh, put it onto each other.
My fingers.
Okay,
They're quite good.
Now this crash bar here has got a dent in it. So, well, clearly that's not. This is like a cross member support bar. The good thing is though, Joe, none of the rads or anything behind here.
No, they've not got dents or flicks or anything.
Seem damaged. This plastic brace up here is broken, but it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Let's get this off and let's have a look. Because of the impact, guys, the headlight has been crushed. So we've got to literally bend this wing back up so we can release the headlight and get a good understanding of what's going on behind. See, I straightened it. Okay, so now I've exposed behind the headlight. I should hopefully be able to pull it out. It seems wedged. Okay, there's still one bolt in here. 10 mil behind here and the headlight should be out.
We're going to remove this headlight. This captive nut was a real issue for us. It had snapped in its housing. Once the bolts are removed for the crash bar, we can remove the crash bar, and this gives us much better access to what's underneath. We can actually start to see now what this looks like and the damage that could be underneath that we couldn't see.
Oh, you can see the extent of the bend here, guys. This is the impact. This can't be straightened. But we will need a new one of these. Definitely.
So we're going to start by removing this plastic shrouding on the front of the radiator. This will then be followed by the bolts and the shrouds on both left and right coolers. And once the cooler's removed off its bracket, we can tip it up and drain all coolant, ready for its full removal.
So we've managed to strip a lot of the plastic from this offside front on the M240i. We have found a few bent parts. This is an extended part of the chassis leg. Good thing it's bolted in and not welded. the main chassis of the car looks to be straight. We will carry out measurements later from side to side to see if that is the case, but visually they look straight. This is a bolt-on extended part, and as you can see, it's damaged. So we will have to replace that. I don't fancy straightening this out. It looks bent, plus one of the captive nuts here for the top securing bar, the crash bar that we took off earlier, that's also bent.
We're now going to start to remove the bolts for the bracket that sits on top of the radiator. There's 4 bolts on each side. Once these are off, we can actually remove this top piece, and by doing this, the access is much better.
So this top cradle, which literally houses the catchers on either side, we've took it off and it doesn't look to be bent, so we're going to save this. Remember, we're trying to do this as cheap as possible so you guys can do it at home. We want this to inspire you, so we don't just want to throw a load of new bits at it. Anybody can do that. We want to try and fix stuff. So if we can salvage this and we can reuse it, we're going to reuse it. The news just keeps getting better and better with the M240i. I was worried that the intercooler and the radiator and the condenser inside this plastic cassette is going to be damaged. But guess what? It's untouched! Let's see how badly damaged this extended piece of the aluminium chassis leg really is. You ready, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part that doesn't come out. Ah! There's 2 T30s on this side. Okay, so I thought that was going to be a simple slide out job, but unfortunately this bottom aluminium extension piece is also connected together, and it also has an aluminium plate on the back which connects to this whole casing which houses the aircon condenser and the rad. So I need a little bit more time before we slide it out.
A great design by BMW are these stone guards that we're removing here. These help to protect the radiator from stones and any objects that may come through whilst driving.
Oh. So I was so excited about the fact that this is not damaged. Guess what? The aircon looks like a fucking banana. Okay, aircon condenser looks like a banana. Clearly, during the impact, something's gone Bangladesh and hit it at the bottom. So we're going to need a new aircon condenser. I'm going to carry on stripping it now and see what else is damaged. If I get excited, then don't believe me. Okay, so now I've removed the plastic pieces at the front of this cassette thing for the radiators. I can now remove the rad, which is bent at the bottom and shaped like a banana man. And yeah, let's see what else is damaged. Here it goes. And this is easier said than done while Joe stands there with the camera. It's coming, and here it is. And as you can see, it's damaged at the bottom, but it's a good job we stripped and stripped and stripped and found this, because we're going to go ahead and replace it. So in theory now I should be able to just pull up and this whole thing should come off. Let's give it a try.
Whee.
Yes! Shoulder workout. It's out. And now the front end of the M240i is revealed. Oof. And as you can see, there's a reason why I took this out. It's bented.
Now I can feel my face, feel my face.
So both of these aluminium pieces, guys, have taken the impact. As you can see here, they're rather bent. The good thing is, though, the design of the BMW, because this is an actual extension onto the structural chassis leg of the actual car, these are designed to take the impact, from what I can understand, because they're aluminium, and when the accidents happened, these take the impact, and as you can see here quite clearly, they have taken a little bit of a knock.
So the front end of the car is finally exposed, and you know what? It doesn't actually look as bad as we first thought it would. There's a lot of parts to order, and there's a lot of work that's going to be needed on this car if we're to achieve what we set out to.
We have had a great day on the BMW M240i. As you can see, we've got quite a far ahead on stripping it. There is some damage, it's mostly cosmetic, apart from the crash bars, aluminium ones here, but they're all bolt on, they're all replaceable. So I'm pretty happy with it. Joe, what about yourself?
Yeah, it's looking good. It looks a lot better now that we've actually stripped it back down to the end.
I mean, it's not a bad car to repair for the first car, you know. It looks worse than it is. So like I said, the cosmetics, we can sort them out. We are going to be moving over to the offside front suspension, but that's for next time. Catch you again.